People are dying, families are being separated, and we will not stand idly by. We have the moral responsibility to speak up.
In these days, Donald Trump is dragging us back to those evil times with a combination of irrational fear, hatred toward people not looking like him, and sheer cruelty. And what is almost as evil, the so-called Christians support, applaud, and enable the descent into a new dark age in America. I'm embarrassed to say that about my co-religionists, but it's true.
My job in the ER is to keep children alive. Reviewing the autopsies of children who have died in detention and watching the video of Carlos dying alone in a cell has haunted me. We found that at least half of these children who died had the flu. Felipe died on Christmas Eve in 2018. Shortly afterwards, experts in disease control, the CDC, went and visited detention centers. The next month, in January, they gave Customs and Border Patrol recommendations. They recommended to give the flu vaccine. Customs and Border Patrol did not. They did not. 4 months later, 4 months went by and 2 other children died. Now that a total of 3 children have died with the flu, how many more need to die until they listen to us?
Just because you cross a border doesn't mean you're less human. That everybody deserves medical treatment, certain standards of care, dignity and basic respect and humanity. And the years since then, we have tried to do everything that we can to hold this administration accountable and also to change the way young girls and migrants like Jacqueline are treated by the U.S. government. Shortly after her death, the Congressional Hispanic Caucus went out to New Mexico and visited sites there, including Antelope Wells, where she entered. And what we found was stunning. We found a government that was not prepared to treat people who are facing even basic medical needs. They certainly weren't prepared to save a young girl's life. They didn't have the medical resources. They didn't have the training. They didn't have the communications equipment. They didn't have the basic things that you would need to treat people like human beings.
We have indeed come to mourn the lives of all who have died, but we have not only come to mourn, we have also come to act. We have come to celebrate their lives. We have come to demonstrate to all who are in this building and who are watching around the country that we will never forget every life that is here, and in fact, that we will be inspired for policies to be better, for health care to be better, for minds and practices to become different because of the deaths that they have unjustly suffered.
We call for light to heal, and we commit to work for justice and compassion in your honor.
We remember beautiful Angie Valerina Martinez Ramirez, 23 months old, born in El Salvador. She died June 24th, 2019, of drowning.
We remember Mayri Juarez, a 1-year-old born in Guatemala, died May 10, 2019 from illness due to a lack of medical attention while in ICE custody.
For each of these immigrant children who have died in U.S. detention camps, may their souls rest in peace. May their families find solace. May their memory move us not to peace, but to outrage, then to advocacy and action that demonstrates to each. Presente. We call for light to heal, and we commit to work for justice and compassion in your honor.
I invite you now to raise your hands and look upward at Customs and Border Protection as we issue our final prayer and our commitment. May our work continue until we see the day come when no children are detained, but are rather welcomed into our communities and welcomed as families to our tables. Amen.